Happy Monday, folks. It's Andy Drifter here. Scored myself a blaster of 2024 Score Football. In my last rip of this set, I was lucky enough to pull one of those alien parallels. Could it happen again? We shall see. Christian Gonzalez, Keenan Allen, Harrison Butker, Peyton Manning, Terrell Davis, Super Bowl champ, Hall of Famer, Greg Lloyd, Sauce Gardner. Oh, man, how about those Jets? They are now 3-8. Pack it in. Their season's been done. Adam Thielen, Sam Laporta, Neil Anderson, Jesse Bates. Now we get to the good stuff, the rookie cards. Malachi Corley, Dallas Turner, Tua, Dolphins. Could they creep back into that wild card picture? We shall see. Sidney Brown, Drake May. Pats did lose, but they got to be optimistic up there in New England of what they've seen so far. Kayvon Thibodeau and Bo Nix. How about 4 touchdowns yesterday, 10 touchdowns on the year, 6 interceptions, just 2 interceptions over the last 9 games. And the Broncos right now, they got that last wild card spot. Today I came prepared. There is a light breeze, so in case the cards blow away. Mike Gesicki, formerly of Penn State and the Dolphins. That was a great game last night, but the Bengals, they fall to 4-7. Austin Hooper, Derek Stingley, Chris Boswell, doing it all, or scoring, or accounting for all the points in yesterday's victory over the Ravens. Jordan Poyer, Jahmyr Gibbs had a touchdown yesterday. I was lucky enough to score some Panini points. That's always nice. Xavier Worthy had a touchdown, over 30 yards receiving. Now, the Chiefs did get their first loss yesterday at the hands of the Bills. Frank Gore Jr., Cade Stover, Quinyon Mitchell of my Eagles, who have now won 6 in a row in first place. Bobby Wagner, you could call him a future Hall of Famer. Roma Dunze, Brian Thomas Jr., one of the few bright spots for the Jags, and Trey Hendrickson. As far as the Jaguars go, there's going to be some firings, I would imagine, this week. Evan Engram, formerly of the Giants, went from one horrible team to another. Rashawn Gary, Will Anderson Jr., Frank Gore made a few Pro Bowls, had 16,000 yards on the nose for his career. Scary Terry, DK Metcalf, Taysom Hill had quite a game yesterday. 3 touchdowns. The Swiss Army knife for the Saints. Nick Chubb, Zay Flowers, Charles Haley, Hall of Famer with 5 Super Bowl rings. Bryce Young, Cooper DeJean, Joe Alt. Joe Alt was a first-round pick, selected 5th overall by the Chargers. They made a wise decision. Michael Penix, Jalen McMillan, Andre Tippett, Breece Hall. Well, the Jets, their season is pretty much done. However, he did have a very nice game. 2 touchdowns and over 120 yards of production, both rushing and receiving. Brandon Aubrey and Khalil Mack. So, there is one numbered card here. There it is. Anthony Richardson. Very nice. Numbered to 135. Had 2 touchdowns on the ground. And the Colts, they edged out the Jets 28-27. I was lucky enough to be at that game. Going over to my short section, there are a few clips from that game. Cameron Dicker. Zach Moss, Chris Olave. Jalen Hurts, what a season he's been having. Dare I say an MVP caliber type season. 12 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and he has rushed in for 11 touchdowns, which is good for second in the league behind King Henry. Chris Carter, he's a Hall of Famer. Hines Ward, not a Hall of Famer, but a Super Bowl champ. D-Hop, perhaps he could get a ring this year with the Chiefs. Jared Goff, speaking of the MVP conversation, you got to throw him in there. I know Lamar, if the season ended today, he'd be the winner, but there's that next tier down, and Jared Goff is very much a part of that conversation. Jim McMahon, he's a 2-time Super Bowl champ. Jake Ferguson, Ed Oliver, Keon Coleman. Hey, the Bills, they continue to get it done, but he was not in the lineup yesterday. Imani Bailey, Devontae Walker, Gabriel Murphy, Braylon Allen, Chris Jenkins, DJ Moore, and Malik Neighbors, who will now be catching passes from Tommy Cutlets, also known as Tommy DeVito. The Giants announced earlier today that he's going to get the start on Sunday versus the Bucs. Can't be any worse than Danny Dimes. I apologize for the shadow. No matter where I sit, there's some sort of obstruction at the moment. Aaron Donald, Josh Allen, Kellen Winslow, he's a Hall of Famer. Joe Montana, T.J. Watt, Kayvon Thibodeau, Jahan Dotson, Champ Bailey, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champ. Rashawn Johnson, I do believe he had a touchdown yesterday. Jalen Thompson, Deshaun Watson. Oh, boy. What a huge mistake there in getting him. Dylan Johnson. Rookie cards. Malik Neighbors, once again, very nice. Brendan Rice, Chop Robinson, Michael Pratt. Got Cheetah. The Dolphins, they seem to have new life now that Tua is slinging it. Ryan Tannehill. He hasn't officially announced he's retired, but he's not with any team. I'd have figured somebody would have snatched him up, but there's still a lot of football left. Maybe he'll make a practice squad. Micah Parsons. All right, final pack. Donnell Hunter. Rashee Rice. I don't know if he's out for the season. Nevertheless, Mahomes and the boys, they find a way to make it happen. C.J. Stroud, we will see him tonight. Dan the Man Marino, Hall of Famer. Mike Alstott, also a Hall of Famer. Is Mike Alstott a Hall of Famer? Let's just say he is. Kenneth Walker III. Alvin Kamara, Vinny Testaverde, he's a Pro Bowler. Mark Andrews, also a Pro Bowler. Danny White, Bruce Smith, Hall of Famer and a Pro Bowler. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Javon Baker, J.C. Latham, Theo Johnson, Bo Nix. Hey, he's starting to creep into that conversation for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I know Jaden Daniels, it's his award to lose, but right now the Broncos, they got that last wild card spot. And Bo Nix, 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, playing very nicely. Blake Corum, we finish off with Stephon Diggs out for the year. Andre Johnson, Christian Wilkins, Christian McCaffrey. I think he had over 100 yards of offense between receiving and rushing yesterday, although they lost. And Ladd McConkey. What a very nice way to end, as he had a big game in the Chargers' victory. Chargers right now, they got that first wild card spot. And that is it for this 2024 score rip. I was lucky enough to pull this numbered Anthony Richardson card. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Have yourselves a marvelous Monday and enjoy Texans versus the Cowboys tonight.